And that gives the importance of the glyphs. Getting a reading can assist you in knowing your past, present, and future, and it can help align you with the purpose on this planet. Knowing the meaning of the glyphs will show you who the individual people are that can help you in your path and who you should align yourself with. When you have these readings, your tolerance and understanding in each other increases. This is really a point where it becomes extremely important. So if you're a father and you have a teenager, or you're a mother and you have a teenager that they don't want to go to sleep at night, they stay up late, and you think something's wrong with them, but then by knowing these calendars, by knowing when that child was conceived, born, and a different aspect of this child, then that's when the understanding and the tolerance increases in between the child. If a child knows that the mother is a crocodile and she knows everything, then there is more understanding between that child and the mother. If a husband and wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, they understand each other because they can see their abilities and shadows on each other, and then therefore understand each other better. Or simply stop wasting time and move on. That's what the calendars are for, to go through evolution and go through evolution quickly. So if you're stuck in a vicious relationship and you think it's because of karmic past lives, things like that, you need to break out of it. That becomes a ball and chain to your evolution, so you need to move on. This can be done when you understand it better. You understand the whole situation, and like the eagle, you see it from a different perspective. Like the condor, you see the future. No matter how much you try, this person is not going to change, and it's going to make your life miserable. How miserable do you want to be, and how long do you want to be miserable? So these calendars can quickly tell you a way out if you follow your spirit and your intuition. We recognize that three distinct worlds: the past, the present, and the future. We call that present a transitional. This is where we are now, moving from the past into the future. So the past is also known as the old calendar. Is calculated from the time of conception to December 21st, 2012. We already done that. You guys know that. And then the new world for everyone began on December 22nd, 2012. We are currently in a transitional world between the past and the new world. The transitional world holds both the old Mayan ways and the new ones, which include the Tibetan and Hopi. So the transitional world will end when the last person born before December 21st, 2012 passes into the spiritual world. That is when truly the new world begins. And according to the elders, it's going to take 425 years. So that implies that a lot of us are going to live 200 years extra. A lot of us are going to live up to 300 or even 400 years because of new technologies in medicines. There's a lot of the Xibalba underground brothers and sisters coming up to the surface to help us. A lot of brothers and sisters from the galaxies are taking our bodies in this realm, and they're bringing new technologies, new medicines. Therefore, the physical realm is going to be longer for all of us. Just by accepting the fact that we are into this new world that takes 425 days to go to the next cycle, we are reversing age. We're stopping aging. So therefore, we're going to live longer. Go ahead. So this is the meanings of the glyphs. And we start with the crocodile because that's the primal waters, the primal darkness, the primal knowledge. So the new world starts with a crocodile because he or she knows everything. They have the wisdom of the primal waters, as do the lizards and owls. These people can see as deep as the sea in the knowledge, with all the past, present, and future wisdom flowing to them the way that all rivers flow to the sea. The crocodiles belong to the tribe of balance, whose purpose is to restore balance to Mother Earth. The people born under this sign can seem very arrogant because they know everything. They get easily bored. I'm not going to say any names. And they ask very tough questions all the time. Go ahead. The sacred winds represents instability. So the good news for the ones that are born at this sign is we are in a highly unstable period. So this is the time when the people born under this sign, they thrive. These are the best 20 years of their existence right here between 2012 and 2032. My daughter, she's 21, she's absolutely thriving for her age. Like Carissa. Go ahead. These are the owls. The owls and the jaguars have some of the same characteristics. They protect their partners, they protect their children or their mothers, or protectors. And these are the ones that stay up late.
Yes.
And you know, in Western society, if you're sleeping late, you're accused of being on drugs first. So what's wrong with you? Why don't you go to sleep? And then when you don't listen, they take you to the doctor and they put you on Prozac or whatever it is that they prescribing now. But it's nothing wrong. And again, if you're a father or a mother, do you know to tolerate this? There's many ways to allow your children to be up late and start the day at noon. Nothing wrong with that. And this is a symbol of the lizards. That's the eye of a lizard. The people that are born under this symbol, they are direct descendants of the people who established the Hollow Earth. There is such a thing as the Hollow Earth. There is underground cities and civilizations that are thriving just like we are on the surface. And these are spirits directly descendants from those under the Hollow Earth. And their main purpose is medicine and be translators between two worlds, actually three worlds, the top, the middle, and the bottom. Very good communicators. This is one of the new glyphs for the new world. As discussed earlier, before it used to be black and white. We are moving towards where there is no duality. We are 50-50. A lot of us already realize that we have feminine, have masculine, but all together we make a shining balance made out of light only. So these new children, they are being born since 2000, last week of 2012 and throughout. They come as powerful children that have all the abilities of the last four. So you combine the previous glyphs and these children have all those abilities to deliver balance to humanity. And this is the Kundalini of Coyopa, of Chi, pure energy. These are the people who do connections among humans. Yeah, the main purpose is to connect people, all the right people, to each other. Here's Kamesimi transformation. These usually are people who are very afraid of their own powers. They're afraid of death. Once they lose that fear, they become very powerful psychics and communicators between spiritual world and human world. Very psychic people. Yeah, the deers are the most noble of all the glyphs. They're always sacrificing for others. They will give you the last piece of bread if they need to. And they will pretty much die for anyone and anything. So when we find these deers, we need to remind them that it's okay not to sacrifice all the time, that they need to think about themselves. These are the canil or the rabbit, starseed rabbit. These are communicators between space and Mother Earth. Usually, these humans that are born on the design, they have a hard time adapting to Mother Earth because they haven't had a human life for at least 60,000 years. They've been traveling through space and time, so they feel like they don't belong in this planet. Sometimes they might feel isolated or misunderstood. And as part of the process, it just takes a lifetime to adjust to a new planet. And they usually come here to help humanity to be better. Very little information on these people because they haven't been on Earth too long. Yeah, these are the people that have lots of friends in the closet. And they see fairies and Sasquatch and all the other creatures that to us they're not real, but they do exist, and these people can see them and communicate with them. This is another of the new symbols, is to honor all religions, because even though through the horror of what they have performed, from burning 5 million witches to burning another 5 million natives, all for the name of religion, even through that horror, we have seen the light. So to honor all of that, we're going to, they decided to name it Joy, to honor both sides, the performers of the horror and the survivors of the horror. So these children born under this sign are born to deliver joy back to the world. These are all the fire keepers of the world. Menacing men and women that use the fire to heal and to manifest and to talk to the ancestors and creators and creatresses. These are the people who utilizes and talk to the fire, and they find that's the only place where they find advice is the sacred fire. I usually see them performing in the cell lodges or doing fire ceremonies. Yeah, the dogs, the chi, they are flirts. They seem to be coming on to you, but they're not really doing that. They're just being friendly.
How do you determine that they're dogs?
Because they do it with everyone. Yeah. In this world, you see them as players. But they're not really, they mean no harm. It's just, that's what they're born to do. Very flirtatious. Have lots of boyfriends, lots of girlfriends through a lifetime.
No, I'm serious. You're a dog. Now we have things to back it up.
Before anything, let me see your birthday.
Yeah, let's check out your birthday first.
You know, when we do manifestation ceremonies, there's one that we do on February 14th, or close to February 14th, to manifest love. And we are highly encourage the participants, if they're really seeking for the one, or what we call the one, to make a list of exactly how they want it. Because usually in these ceremonies, they come, you know, and they're here. So you have to be very specific, you know. There was a lady that did the list, but she forgot to put age. So she got a 17-year-old boy, which to me was an ancient soul, an ancient spirit, which has every qualification to be an 80-year-old wisdom keeper. And she had still that stigma about age, so she refused it, you know, and she paid a price, because when you ask Creator to send you something and Creator sends it to you and you refuse it, you're pretty much not, you know.
Rejecting.
Yeah, you guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's actually when I met Amy. That's how I met Amy. Through that ceremony.
You rejected her?
This year. The ceremony this year in February. That's how I met her. So the monkey. These men and women, they're like what we call in Western society, they're jack of all trades. But they're not just that, they're expert at all trades. They can literally do anything and everything. In fact, the Mayan calendar starts with the monkey, because he's the one that started it all, according to the Mayan traditions.
According to science, isn't
And then shining path citizens, these are, you know, they smile their way through. Usually, sometimes it's not a good idea to smile, because you might have your mom scolding you and you're smiling at her, she'll think that you're being sarcastic. So I had one of those cases not too long ago. This gentleman told me that, oh yeah, that makes sense, because when I was 13, my mom will take me into the room and beat me with a log, and I smile, and she'll hit me harder until I passed out unconscious, and she didn't realize that I wasn't really, I was just being myself, a shining bad citizen, smile through everything, even through the horrors of being beaten by a log by your own mother. So, yeah, there's sometimes where you have to control your abilities, and that, I thought, well, that would have been a good idea. You stop smiling and start crying.
At least pretend.
Pretend, yeah. Yeah, this is one of the most controversial symbols. It took a Democratic vote to put it on there. Because of the Palestinians and the Israelis, you know, a lot of, in Guatemala we have affinity for the Palestinians instead of the Israelis. So there was controversial the why they should be there. But in the end, it shows the unity, and it's always been determined that there cannot be world peace until they are at peace with each other. So these guys that are born under this sign, they have the all the abilities of the previous 4 glyphs, and they work for unity.
Another new one, right?
Yes. There is such a thing as good cops, according to the calendars. Sacred authority. Yeah, these are the best candidates for authority at all levels. And when we find these people with sacred authority, sometimes they are in position of making or breaking dreams, and we have to reinforce their decision of doing exactly that, because it is important for them to do their duty of sacred authority, and sometimes they have to break people's hearts, breaking people's dreams, so we have to encourage them to do that. And we have the last time there was actually one with sacred authorities, performing authority, was a Mexican president, Benito Juarez. These are, again, the jaguars and the owls. They have a great vision to see through lies, to see through deception. You can't lie to these people. They are very offended by the fact if you try to lie to them, they know right away. And they're mostly protectors, and they're going through very dark places in society to rescue spirits. They're usually in positions, they work in the jobs that are not too conventional in the dark places in the world. These are all the birds. The condor and the eagle, they have vision. Differences in the eagle vision, the person born under this glyph is able to put anybody's shoes and be able to see through the other person's perception, and therefore be very good problem solvers. They can see, literally step outside the box and go up high so they can see better from all angles. The condors, like the prophets, they see the future. They're very good prophets. But most of all, these are the people who we go to cry and confess our sins, like brother said earlier. Yeah, we go and just, it's the one shoulder that we go and to cry our lives out. They're usually condors. They take it all in and transmute that energy into light energy. Very good listeners. And these are the people that are working for peace all around the world. The new children that will deliver peace. And they have all the abilities of the previous 4 glyphs. These people have the ability to bring our prayers to Creator faster. They have a direct line to creation and to Creator and Creatress. So if we find one of them, we can bring our projects and our prayers to them, and they can make it happen just with their thoughts without moving a finger. All of us have very powerful thoughts we can manifest, but the people born under the Noh Kaban, the prayers, they can do it better. That's what they came to this world to do, to speed up good prayers and good intentions into reality. And Tihash, the medicine people, every time I find one of them, I ask them to become exorcists. They're very powerful with the spiritual world. And they, I ask them to do that because there is not enough medicine people that do the work. We need more of them doing exorcism all the time. There is plenty of work in that field. And in a good way, these are the people who, instead of demanding the spirits to come out and go to where they belong, they, with love and kindness, show them a portal and a light to go where they came from. So we need more of those. If you guys find them, that's one of the things to remind them that they can do.
I have a question. So, when you take into consideration your birthday symbol and the present symbol, how would you work with both symbols?
Yeah, that's the whole idea, is to do that. The past, the present, and the future. So then there's 5 of you in the past, and you bring those to the present, there's 5 more of you, so now there's 10 of you. Then you go to the future, there's 5 more of you. So then there's 15 of you together in the present. And then you can study each of your abilities in a 15-dimensional way. And it's that way that you can make the best decisions. That's how you work on it. So that, again, it's a lot of information really, really fast. And it's just a guideline for you to do your own research, what each of these dimensions means to you. Then, by knowing yourself in 15-dimensional way, that's how you bring all the wisdom into the present and live your life taking advice from 15 dimensions, not just today. So we have Kawak, or the storm. These are the people that sometimes we consider aggressive or they have a bad attitude because that's the way that some things need to get done. Giving orders with strong attitude, with strong position. And these are the people who have it absolutely necessary in this world to get things done sometimes. With a strong attitude, a lot of strength. Usually when I find especially women, it's very good to remind them that that's how strong they are. And if people can't handle their strength, especially men, they can't handle strong women, too bad. They are the ones that are going to get things done, so we need to allow them the space. These are the master adapters. I say we because I'm an Akpu 4. I'm one of those, and we can adapt to be any of the other glyphs at any time, or all of them together. We have all of the abilities of the calendar, and that is the why they put it at the up till 2012. This was the master adapter, and then it really means that we can do anything or anything and have all the abilities of the other glyphs. So in 2012, coming into the new world, then the new one glyph that has it all is called the butterfly of harmony, which is the female. So in the sense of the calendar, living up to the prophecy that it is time of the female to step in and lead us, that's where the Akpu or the master adapters take a step to the side and allow and follow the butterfly of harmony from now on. So those who are born under the butterfly of harmony, that's all they do. They dedicate their lives from then on, from the time they realize how powerful they are. They work to deliver harmony at all levels, at school, at home, at work, wherever they are. That's their characteristics is to work for harmony at all levels.